when I was coming up, I was telling people, these hedge funds are doing these moves and they're actually buried and they're not going to make it. Well, we had another hedge fund fall apart last night, and I'm happy for it. There's a whole tale here that I'm going to tell you. But over a year and a half ago, we met someone on this channel who put me on to this guy who says a lot of motivational stuff. So shout out to the happy birthday girl, Amber. This is Eddie Pinero. Listen up.
There's a voice that follows us through life. Sometimes loud, sometimes barely a whisper, but always there. Telling us to stay small, to play safe, to know your place. For a while, we listen. We listen because to stand tall is to risk being seen. To take a swing is to risk missing. To dream is to risk heartbreak. And so we do the logical thing. We shrink. Tuck away our ambitions. Lower our eyes. Learn to merely survive.
I'm going to leave it right there because there's this giant, I'm just everything I do and listen to, it's GameStop. All right, every headline is GameStop. Every press release is GameStop. Everything that happens, every fortune cookie is GameStop. Oh, man. I had a fortune cookie. It said, someone from your past truly admires you. And I was like, who could that be? I don't have a clue. Is it Ryan Cohen? Is it Larry Chang? Is it Alan Adel? Is it Elon Musk? Who knows in my past? Hey, guys, listen, okay? You guys know the headlines that came out. If you don't know the headline that came out, Antura Capital has gone belly up, right? So they're liquidating everything. And I want to talk about it because these are history lessons for everyone out there. That if you haven't been with us this long, if you don't understand what's happened to the public and to the people, then as you see the story unfolding, you learn a lot. Because if you could predict things that happen, well, then you can make bets on them. You can make investments on them. If you can, and I don't even want to say predict, if you can actually make a decision and there's just a track record of history on it. So, certainty, right? It's 100%. It's a certainty that GameStop is going to the moon. Everyone looks at me like I'm crazy. They tell me, oh, this guy's full of shit. Marantz, how do you make content for 4 years on the same topic, on the same thing? No. It's because you guys watched one episode and you guys never watched again. Or you guys think I'm someone that someone made you out to think I was. Right? I got all these guys. The Gist? I did this podcast called The Gist. It's in the UK. And I did this podcast and he clipped everything from the podcast and he's putting it out. Peace. It's everywhere. And it's just out there, right? I'm not saying it has thousands of views and views and views and views. I'm just saying it's everywhere, as in he's posting it. And if you read the comments on it, somebody says, oh, man, the minute I saw his Marantz, I turned it off. They go, why? The Gist asked him. He goes, hey, well, why? Why don't you like Marantz? Then the guy says, because of his community. They're bullies. The minute you say one good thing about AMC, they shit on you. Then Marantz thinks he knows everything. And he's always right, and you're wrong. And I'm just like, hey, bro, listen up. We were correct. All of us. And if you weren't with us then, you're with us now. This whole idea of YouTube and people giving you credit and credibility for what you say and what you do, it all stems from the idea of, do you believe in your investment? Some people only hear what they want to hear. Oh yeah? How many shares do you own? Well, I'm trying, but I'm also living, trying to survive. Oh, well, you don't own this much, so you don't care that much. And I remember one time someone came in the chat and goes, I have 5 shares. And I go, oh, man, you have equal footing with the guy who has 5 million. It's just a difference of where you're at today. You want to get to that spot, keep doing what you're doing. You might only have $1,000 in the play. You might only have 10,000, 25,000, whatever. I don't care. Keep doing what you're doing. But I'm going to tell you something about history. I'm going to tell you about life and how we live it in front of you. The reason why I have the channel, the reason why I do these videos and I wake up every morning and I show up is because I want to document this journey, this path. This is the ultimate docuseries. And if anyone ever started it from start to finish, if you went from the first video all the way to now, then you would know these things that changed the world. They absolutely changed the world because you educated yourself on what private equity is, the leverage, the influence, and where the money comes from. And Antera Capital is something that we need to study and we need to know. And if you don't know, well, welcome to the show. So here's how it works. Back in the day, there was this YouTuber by the name of Trade Trades. And Trade Trades came onto the scene, and he was pumping AMC stock. And it was weird because for a lot of us, every pumper of AMC stock was somebody from like Canada. This guy was from the U.S. Matter of fact, this guy was a veteran of the United States military. He was actually a second lieutenant in active duty military at the time. He was skipping formation to do live streams while the market is live because there was a money factor. Money was coming in on super chats. Everyone was sending money. And people used to ask him, why aren't you talking about GameStop? Why do you only talk about AMC? And he said, oh, because there's too many other good GameStop YouTubers that AMC was what I wanted to focus on, and it got a big following. Everyone started watching. And it was weird because there were no GameStop YouTubers. There were zero GameStop YouTubers. You couldn't turn on YouTube and find one. You would find Uncle Bruce, who would tell you about SPACs and GameStop, but then also talk about how to write covered calls and leverage yourself out of your position, all while being a alleged felon, and he doesn't get to trade securities while selling you a $400 an hour, consulting fee on the weekends. It was unbelievable what I was watching. So when I did start YouTube and I was like, hey man, hi, I want to tell you guys what's happening because these guys are liars, right away you get dumped on. But when you're watching Trey and you see Trey do the interview with the Wolf of Wall Street and he paid $10,000 to do it, I said, wait a minute, this guy's paying money? Where do you get the money from? Super chats. Okay. Wait a minute, this guy's getting chaptered out of the military because he's making millions of dollars. You get to go to your unit and say, I don't want to be in the military anymore. I don't have to be. I don't need this money. Look at this. I'm good. I'm out. So you sign some paperwork. You get chaptered. He took a medical discharge. Okay. You can do it however you want to do it. Paint it up however you want to paint it. Trey brought in Adam Aaron to the people, to the public. The reason why Trade Trade's channel was so pumped up and viewed was because everybody knew that this is where the people were watching. It was the leverage. And he rode that fame wave. He rode it all the way to the bank. $2 million later, $0 later. He lost it all. He lost it all just like anyone could. A kid with a Coke and a dream and a smile, and you'll lose it all. But what was said and what was proven during those years on YouTube, when we were all here, was he was paid to push and manipulate stocks to his viewership. Paid money. He partnered up with Adam Aaron and did multiple interviews to manipulate the retail investor. It's sick. It's disgusting. While he was doing the interviews with Adam Aaron, now that there have been some filings, if you don't know about the filings, there was cases against AMC for the conversion. There was cases against AMC for the blackmail of AMC, of Adam Aaron. When you find out in discovery that there were AMC and banks actually putting together a project, it's called Project Popcorn. See, Adam Aaron used to go on to earnings calls. He used it as his platform every quarter and would come out and give you this idea that AMC is this thriving business and that they had partnerships throughout and that they were going to make money. They were going to make you eat your crow. What did he say? Eat crow, choke on that, and whatever he used to say. And I'd be right there right after the earnings call because this guy's a liar. This guy's full of it. He can't make a profit. We knew they couldn't make a profit. They couldn't do anything. What they were doing was they were allowing retail to come in and buy all the shares while every insider sold, himself included. Everyone sold at the equivalent of $40 a share, $30 a share, $20 a share. Today, the equivalent, $200, $300, $400. Today's equivalent. It's even worse than you think. With diluted floats, I mean, there's like 4 billion shares running around, 4.3 billion. But back then, there was 500 million. The reason I'm telling you this is because Antera Capital shorted the stock when they invented the thing called APE. So yes, they took additional preferred equity units. They took actually preferred stock. They took 10,000 of it. Or 10 million of it. It was 100 to 1, which would have been 1 billion shares, or however the hell they did it. They diluted their float. They took the preferred shares, they gave them out to you as APE shares, additional preferred equity units, gave it a separate ticker. They took their equity derived from the AMC shareholders without even asking. There was no vote. They just did it. This all sounds crazy to you guys who don't know, but just listen. And when they did this and they took the money into this additional ticker, a preferred ticker, they went ahead and voted to convert those preferred shares back to AMC shares and do a reverse stock split 10 to 1. Not only did they do that, they also voted to refill up the coffers of preferred shares as if it never happened. But what you guys didn't see behind the scenes was a little company, a little hedge fund called Antera Capital. Antera Capital only has one investor, one employee, and it's Himanshu Gulati. Himanshu Gulati and Antera Capital, which is backed by Blackstone. Blackstone backs Antera Capital. So what did they do? They came into this Apollo-run company and they agreed to buy shares at 66 cents. 66 cents. They agreed to buy APE preferred equity units. And when they did that, the stock price was $10 a share. They shorted it. That's at the conversion. Remember, AMC shares split, became APE shares, AMC shares. But APE shares took the money from AMC shares. APE shares, right here, went from $10 a share, got shorted all the way down to 66 cents, where Antera came in and bought 20% of the company. Now, when they went in and bought this, you found out that Antera Capital is one that actually shorted the stock, shorted those additional preferred equity units all the way down to 60. So they shorted all the way down to their spot. They made money on the way down. Then they bought them. They bought enough to go ahead and do a conversion and to then take those shares and turn them into AMC shares again. So what did they do? They got to ride the wave back up and sell again. Sounds absolutely crazy. It's absolutely criminal. And every shareholder here today on AMC shares lost every single dollar that they own. That stock is down 98% from the time of that to now. Everybody lost. And I don't care how many posts Adam Aaron puts online and he says that his company's doing great or that they're going to make it back and movies are great. Movies are great. Movies are doing great. I get it. Chicken jockey, I get it. Everyone's watching movies, awesome. Your company's not going to make a profit. Annually, for a decade, whatever it may be, since Adam Aaron's been there, they've lost over $8 billion retained losses. You can't make up those profits ever in your lifetime. They know this. Best part about it, Antera comes out, and it's announced. Blackstone-backed Antera Capital is pursuing a wind down with plans to liquidate its remaining investments. Now, I had to go ahead and look up to see what the hell Himanshu Gulati doing. And word on the street is Antura founder departs for Marshall Wace. Is it Weiss? Wace? I don't know how to say it. But it's a UK hedge fund. I guess they're pretty big, billions of dollars, assets under management. And I had to go look it all up because the way he did it, his exit came after he was forced to side pocket hard sell assets following a wave of redemptions and sustained underperformance. So his investors were asking for their money back. He did a side pocket. Now, if you guys don't know what a side pocket is, it's where they put a freeze on their assets and then they're willing to, they carve out and they do, it's like a separate risk investment. Like you have the main fund and then you do this side pocket. And when hedge funds are doing side pockets, it's like they're allowing people to get in on this riskier thing to make up for the losses on this big thing here. Don't do it. But these guys will follow suit and they'll do their thing. Now, he's leaving his own fund to go to Marshall. Now, the thing about Marshall, if you guys don't know about Marshall Wace, whatever, is actually George Soros money. Okay? Paul Marshall and Ian, they were formed initially $50 million initial fund. Half of it was George Soros. So dramatic influence, right, on private equity, the way it rolls. In 2015, KKR bought 25% of the company. So KKR, private equity. You guys also have to know that KKR increased their percentage all the way to 30% in November of 2017. So all he's doing is taking his money right back to private equity. It's disguised here in the UK. If you don't know, these guys, their dad, Penny Marshall, was managing director. Their dad, Alan Marshall, at Unilever, managing director before, and now you have Paul Marshall. By the way, Sir Paul Marshall, who actually runs this, he's knighted, he's a sir, is the father of one of the little banjo players of Mumford & Sons. I know I hated that group. I never liked them anyway. So just so you guys are aware, Marshall Wace LLP, I don't even know how to say it. Is it Wace? Wace? I don't know. They own 2.8 million shares of AMC at a valuation 11, almost $4 a share is where they're at right now. They're at $4 a share on AMC. So these guys are already invested. They're already buried on that investment. It's not going back up. It's a terrible investment. But all that money stems from George Soros, right? So George Soros, if you guys are not familiar, you should be. The whole thing about George Soros, and even in here, is they got hit really hard on their investments during the GameStop and Archegos collapse. When Archegos collapsed and went under, everybody knew it was because of Discovery. It was because of Viacom, CBS, and, of course, GameStop. Well, George Soros was invested in those companies that were betting against those companies. Notable size holdings. I went ahead and saw here. I had to go look up the update. Marshall Wace right now has 109,000 shares of GameStop, which is pretty big, if you ask me. So they have plenty of GameStop there, 109,000 shares. So you must believe in it if you're in it. I want you to see this. Losses prompt Blackstone-backed Antura to freeze illiquid assets. So he was already, last year, by the way, last year is when they had massive losses and they couldn't make it up. According to the full year update, Antura's main fund lost 14% in 2022 and was down an estimated 18% in 2023. The guy made millions off of AMC. Still couldn't get it to the right spot. 80% of the fund agreed for the creation of the side pocket. They did the side pocket deal, and boom. If you don't know, Himanshu Gulati actually comes from a Man Group, the Man GLG, and that's also UK based. But he was trading in 2018 with Blackstone provided $150 million to his new fund. So Blackstone backed him with $150 million, and he was doing well for a long time. Got buried and under, and all they did was take the money from you. Now, it's everywhere that this is what it is, but you got to remember, people are ready to say, hey, man, Antura's going down. That means we're going to win. AMC's going to win. You guys are all wrong. These guys are making plays on the way out the door. Personally, you think Himanshu Gulati lost money? His investors lost money. He didn't lose money. It's like Ken Griffin. Ken Griffin go bury tomorrow. You know, Citadel could go down. Doesn't matter. The guy still has $28 billion to his name. You know, guys, I follow charts. I follow outcomes. I follow markets. It's hard to explain to people what happened with AMC in detail. And I use all these terms, but I got to remember there's like new people that walk up and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't even understand what you're saying. But that's why we have the show. That's why we broke down every single angle of every deal and had to explain the preferred shares versus, I guess, common shares, right? Common A shares versus preferred shares. What's the voting percentage? What's the rate? Why do companies even have preferred shares, right? These are anti-takeover measures. They have them just in case someone buys up the whole float and wants to come in and say, hey, we own this company. You go, hold up. You bought them all? Good. We're going to dilute this float then with these preferred equity units or these preferred shares that have 100-to-1 voting rights. You can never own this company. You can never take us over. That's what companies do to protect themselves. But for whatever reason, you think about it. Adam Aron and AMC did something that was so out of the box that people should have thrown up their flares and said, you know what, that's wrong. Have you seen, remember guys, we've been here for 4.5 years. Have you seen a company deploy preferred shares onto the public? Name them ape, because everyone's calling themselves monkeys and apes around here and eats bananas. They called it additional preferred equity units just to get you to buy it. The manipulation of the people and the influence was promoted and projected by people like Tony De Niro, like your boy over here. Is that your real name, Tony? I never say your real name. I don't know why. Tony Frazinati. Like AMC Shaw and AMC Bickham's. Like Boss Blunts. I mean, I don't forget these guys. And it's not that I hate people. I say you need to be aware of who's coming and what's not. Like, I talked about this the other day. I said, hey, there's this thing about hymns that I don't like. I've seen hymns. It's called Hims and Hers, right, company? But hymns. If you guys are not familiar, they sell these little pills. You take them and they get your blood flowing, if you know what I mean. They do a lot more than that. Hims is a company that's getting evaluated grossly overvalued. Gross. Kind of like Palantir. Kind of like companies that, yes, can be productive, can be profitable, but they're giving them valuation that and then they give them motivation and momentum, all while holding down GameStop. There are YouTube channels being built right now with YouTubers doing interviews with GameStop investors talking about Hims and the next short squeeze, the next GameStop. It's happening right now. I'm so far ahead of it that I see it because I saw what happened with Bed Bath & Beyond. But I see it and I go, oh, hell no. Hell no. They went from doing just bankrupt plays to now doing plays that are actually profitable. It's a profitable company, but how are you going to tell me I should be buying it and it's trading at 18.5 times book? Why does it get a free ride? It doesn't make as much money as GameStop. The assets aren't there. They don't have the cash GameStop has. They sure as hell don't have the spotlight. Yet they're getting 18.5 times book and people are buying it at 40, saying it's going to go to 100. This is a problem for me, guys. I'm constantly battling YouTubers and platforms where they put out misinformation and then people make me the villain because, Marantz is just it's all about GameStop or nothing. No, it's not. Do the truth thing, though. Let me know when we run. Let me know when you give me a 10x book, a 18x book. Let me know. I'll be here. But you already know what the price is. The price is $120 at 10x. Yeah. Best Buy in our sector, whatever you want to call it, they're trading, but they also do appliances, and they're big, and they've been around forever. And you know what? Best Buy trades at 5x book. Okay, fair. 5x book on GameStop is going to be $70. Okay, do that. Let's talk. But we're talking cash, guys. We're talking about ability to do whatever you know what's the best thing? I was talking to, I don't care about talking about my personal life at all on this show. I was talking to a person, coworker, and they're like, "Hey, man, you're eligible for this position that's opening up," and I looked at them. I was like, "Oh no, I'm good," because that would take away from YouTube, right? It would take away from my wife and my family and my life. Like, it's an auditing position, and so you get to travel the country and be an auditor, and it's like, yeah, you got to do it for 3 weeks at a time. Are you just trying to tie me up? Are you trying to, like, why are you being offered this stuff? Why are you being offered stuff that's going to tie up your time and your capital, and just to get to what? This is what I think about, guys. I think about this all day long. Like, my moves in life, I don't care what you think about me. My moves in life are influenced by what GameStop's going to do moving forward, what YouTube's going to do, what I'm going to do. Like, that's how I move. And I don't move by myself. My wife my wife, the first thing she said, "Oh, you want to take that?" She said, "No." She's like, "Then when are you going to stream?" I was like, "What? My wife said that? Shit, bro." That means she understands. She understands what I'm doing or what I want to do. You kids out there, man, you guys play with fire. You guys are trying to reach to things that are going to take away from the end game. I'm telling you now, I've been here long enough to tell you, everything's going to be on sale. Everything's going to be right there for the taking. Be careful. Be careful. I ask myself, when is enough enough? I do this all the time. This is Saturday, guys. Market's closed. I'm just brainstorming my life. Like, do I take the money? Do I take the profits, the gains, and go buy it? Like, literally, I have enough in there right now. I have other stuff saved up, but I could go buy a house, another house. Baby, now we got a compound. Shit, now we got investments, and then we're gonna live off of it. Do I want more? Do I want to keep adding? Or do I want to tell, you know what, baby? You can go get that part-time job you've always wanted, because we'll be okay. A little less stress for her. A little less stress for everyone. Maybe we're happier. I'd rather be happy than stressed out, getting a phone call in the middle of the night going, my AC broke down and I got to push out 16 grand to go get it fixed because I got a rental property somewhere. That's what credit cards are for, Marantz. No, that's not what they're for. I created that extra stress on me. I made something else. So, like, before I do any of this, I think, how can I make it easier for me and my wife and my family? That's what I do. I don't try to overcomplicate things. I pay off a house, then I don't have a mortgage to worry about. Then I get to take the excess money that I do make, and I get to invest that moving forward. And maybe, I have all the equity in the world, and maybe if, God willing, if I had to sell, if something ever went wrong, everybody's safe. Kids have a place to lay down their heads. I think about stuff like that. I don't think about how much of something I have. I think about what I can do with what I have. That's me. So, I'm not you. A lot of you guys are chasing it and going after it and getting it and trying to become as big as you can. And some of you guys have a competitive spirit. Some of you guys want to have, this, like my brother or my sister, where they're constantly pushing the envelope to try to do more. I'm happy. I'd rather be happy and full at night. So, property taxes are bullshit. Yeah. No duh. I got you, bro. He said no duh. You know it's bullshit? Can I tell you something bullshit? Have you ever had somebody spit in your face and then wipe it off and say, oh, I can. I just got asked if I'm going to open up the Discord. I'll open up the Discord, guys, in a minute. Yeah, I'll post the link. I'm in there now. But listen, You ever had somebody spit in your face? It sounds terrible. And then wipe it off and go, oh, I'm so sorry. Here. Oh, look, I cleaned it. Hey, remember that time I wiped the spit off your face? That was so awesome, huh? That's the stock market. This is why I say this, okay? I want you guys to know. I'm going to show it to you. It's gross. It's a spit in the face. Let's go and click on this, and let's go and click on this. All right. This is your S&P. This is your S&P 500. This is the SPY that tracks it. And right now, these guys are coming out and saying, 9 days of gains. The biggest run, this is the best run from 481 to 560 in the last 20 years, since 2004. Spit in my face. Wipe it away. Oh my God. Donald Trump's economy is amazing. This isn't Trump's economy. This is nothing. It's absolute bullshit. So I watch it, right? I watch it. You go to the IWM, the entire market, the Russell 2000, top 2,000 companies, and you guys have to know, like, oh, let's go to SPY. Okay, watch this. So Marantz, you told us that when the volume on SPY is over 250 million, then we have some real movement going. If it's not, then it's nothing. You're correct. So it's nothing yet. I am telling you, I stand by these words. The SPY and what the market's doing, there's no such thing as straight down. There's no such thing as straight up. Everybody takes profits the whole way down. That's the nature of stocks. There's a reason why stocks go up, down, or sideways. This chart right here is up, down, or sideways. If it were all one thing, it would be green the whole way or red the whole way. It's not. It's Christmas colors. Right here is a death cross that happened. The death cross happened in the middle of April. You now have a retraction back up to the 200-day moving average, which is at 570. Do you break it? You don't. You don't get to break it. The reason you don't get to break the 570 and keep pushing this week was because that's your level of resistance. That's the roof. You hit your head on the roof, come back down. You'll end up falling down the whole way through. As you can see, the market fell down, came up, hit its head on the roof, and boom, even lower. So when the market comes up, hits its head on the roof, guess what happens, baby? I'll meet you at 480. It's coming. Not only is 480 coming, 420, 400, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's coming all the way down. Now, that's the death cross. It's going to happen. And how do we know this is the life of a stock and or the pluses and minuses? Because we've had a death cross before. The death cross previously was here. The death cross was in 2022, the recession year that nobody wanted to name. Thanks, Jerome Powell. We'll talk about Powell in a minute anyway. By the way, jobs numbers comes out. Everything looks right. You know, they're not going to lower rates. Trump, shut the F up. And I say this respectfully. He's my guy. You guys know I vote for Donald Trump. But I tell you, I can't stand ignorance and trying to belittle people's intelligence by telling us we're doing great. I can't take that shit, man. I'm telling you, just tell me the truth. Hit me with the hard facts. Tell me I'm not your guy. Tell me, you want to move on. Tell me you don't like me. Tell me I'm smelly. Tell me I got to brush my teeth. Tell me something, you pieces of crap. But I'll tell you, telling me that gas prices are all-time low, telling me, oh, look at the prices of eggs, they're down. Look at the stock market. It's booming. It's back. We just had the best run ever. Spit in my face, wipe it away. Tell me I'm a good guy. Bullshit. Complete bullshit from this administration and the rest of this world who's reporting on this news. You guys all love Trump today. You guys all like to report on this shit because in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5, whenever, you're all going to be right there saying the same shit. Oh my God, this administration can't get it right. Tariffs, this, tariff. Replace tariffs with the word COVID. Do that for me. Do that. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. The fear, the FUD that sets in. There is no difference here. Manufactured fear is just a reason to take profits. Look at the market right now. This was 2021 to 2022. Dare I say, supply chain shortage issues. The docks are full. The tanking, the ships, the container ships are in the sea, and we can't get it through the ports. Long Beach, New York, I don't care. We can't get it in. Oh, there's a recession. Death cross. This comes to beat past the 200-day moving average, falls back down. As it comes up, it goes, hits the ground, it goes and touches it again. What does it do right when it touches it? Comes straight down. Well, a little bit of nonsense, but comes all the way back down to lower lows. Oh no, we'll go touch it again. We'll still come back down, and then we'll break free. And then we'll have this run, this unbelievable run. Why? Because you have an election year. You have an administration lying to the people, pumping it. Thanks, Biden. Now we come back to realization that we got to pump down. This is your market. This is your market. This is the weekly. This is what happened to you. Oh, I can even do it on the monthly. Right here, you came down during the financial crisis where you should. We pumped back up. We touched. Hey, guess what? Gone. You had a recession or you had COVID. Didn't matter. You had a recession. Didn't matter. It's going to matter now. It's going to matter now. You're going to come all the way down? Well, then let's meet down at 450. Let's meet down at 380. I'm telling you. I already drew it. We'll go over here to 2000. Russell 2000, kind of funky. Real funky for small businesses to get loans right now. All the banks, they're out there firing their staff. They're not doing loans because you know what's coming. How many SPACs were launched? How about this? How many meaningful IPOs have been launched in the last 4.5 years? I'll wait. Coinbase and what was this last one that didn't really be meaningful? It wasn't even that great. CoreWeave. Other than that, what else is launched? You calling Roblox? Just shit out of here. Anyway, here's your daily. Death cross. All the way down. What does it do? We come up, we meet, and we touch right here. We're here. 50-day moving average. How are you going to get above the 200 all the way up at 215? Earnings won't get you there. GameStop's a little different. GameStop's about to have a golden cross. That's right. GameStop's about to have a golden cross. From earnings to earnings, it's about to run. This is a golden cross. This is totally opposite of what's happening onto the market. GameStop's the total opposite of the whole market. I love it. I love it. When GameStop was having their best times, the market was having a death cross. GameStop's back to having their best times. It's going to happen. The market's going to have a death cross. I think GameStop's going to break out coming up right here. We can now adjust these lower levels on the weekly. The weekly itself is going to be something like this, and you're going to project out to something like this. That's your triangle right now. How tight it gets? Well, it's already tight right now on the weekly. On the daily, you have a little bit on the daily because your support's down here at $20.73. Everybody bought the shares. All the insiders bought shares. You would have Alan Adel, Ryan Cohen, and Larry Chang, GameStop insiders, bought shares, pushed up the market. Somebody like Microsoft that just had the best print of your lifetime. Microsoft killed earnings, guys. Killed it. Proved that they can make money in any market. Look at it. I can't make this up. I can't. You're in trouble, America. You're in big trouble. One company can't carry the whole industry. Meta's living proof of what's down and it's not coming back. How are you going to get to 740? You were going to pump? How are you going to pump people? You know how much money is frozen right now? Did you guys see the videos of Vegas? Am I the only one? The videos of Vegas. Empty. No one's spending money. Everybody's scared to spend money because look at Google. Google's going to tell you the truth. Google's going to tell you the truth. They can't get up there. I challenge you. Amazon, same thing. Death cross. Death cross. About to be a death cross. Death cross already happened. And look at this. Faked all the way up. Guess what happens, guys? When the market sells off, so do you. Maybe you don't fall down so much, but you already had your death cross. Amazon, death cross right now. Apple, death cross, and falling even further. Remember, earnings comes out, you go in touch, you're falling back down. NVIDIA earnings are coming out this month. They're always a month later than the rest of the whole Mag 7. This is NVIDIA's chart. I show it to you this way because I have trend lines on it. Had a death cross, it's going to fall down. There's no catching this thing. You cannot stop what's happening. Tesla, they're out here, had a great earnings, I guess. Elon Musk is going to stay with the company. No, you know what, guys? The report comes out and it says Elon Musk is going to be replaced as the CEO of Tesla. Then later on, they say, no, he's not, right? I'm going to tell you something about leaked stories to the Washington Journal and what they do for the company itself. Elon Musk runs Tesla, but he's not there working for it. They're running off of their other leadership, not Elon Musk. He has nothing to do with it. He's just a name. He's a figurehead, a la Steve Jobs, Apple. There is no doubt in my mind that they want to replace Elon Musk. Because what would it matter? He's not there anyway. But he's the figurehead. He has other ambitions. But I think they will replace him. I think they're going to do and leave him chairman of the board and take the current chair and make them CEO. Something to that effect. They'll play the bullshit. They'll play the game. But I think he's in on it. I think he knows that his company's going to be letting him go and moving. Because do you know how bad the numbers got to be this quarter? I don't care what they came out and said on the 8K and 10K. I know people are afraid to buy these vehicles. There's vandalism. The stigma of one keyed car because of your political stance should tell you everything. It's going to happen. $6 billion in the waitings. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be fine. You know what's crazy? Who is that? Who's been full of shit the whole time? Almost realizing he's been full of shit the whole time. I don't know who is that, Jacob, who you're talking about. But I'm with you, Jacob. If it's about Elon Musk. It's cool. That's how I feel right now. But anyway, back to the story of what's happening to this market. This whole market's crashing. And it's not coming back. It's just that everybody has formed a death cross. What that means is investors take profits at that time. They say, okay, we know we can't bend it back because there's no, right here, the short term, 50-day, there's no bullishness coming towards the stock. The 200-day moving average, those are the bear, those are the bulls, but those are like the long guys. The guys have been holding for 8 months. They're just going to go ahead and sell it off. They're going to take their profits, and then it falls down even further. It just keeps falling at that point. And then you got to find new investors. And the only new investors you come in is when earnings are great. So what? Out of all the Mag 7, Microsoft's the winner right now. Out of the whole Mag 7. So that's what I see. Let's talk about Bitcoin. People are excited about Bitcoin. If you heard the announcement, Arizona rejected that they're not going to do the retirement system in Bitcoin. Katie Hobbs said no, it's not a proven investment, which is kind of bullshit if you ask me. It's a loose statement for her to make, for somebody who doesn't study crypto, to say that. But someone told her to say it, and that's fine, and they can do it any way they want. I don't care about the GMEU. I don't care about these manipulative ETFs that up or down, doesn't matter. I don't even care about this chart on GameStop. It doesn't matter to me. I know how to read it. I know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at one of the best investments in the history of the world. I said that, the history of the world. But it's falling right, it's falling right in line with where it was, even on the monthly, even on the weekly. But we have something else to talk about. Now, I'm not even showing you. There you go. Now I show you. Trash, whatever. All right, back to you. I want to go over something. I have not watched this yet. Somebody sent it to me right now in the Discord, these two things, and I want to read them while I'm with you. But before we do that, we got to get an update. So let's go ahead and get our GameStop update, and I will read the chat, and I will link the Discord because people want to join the chat, which they can. So here's... There you go. And I'll pin it. So it's pinned to the top of the chat, guys. You guys come on in. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, what's coming. Enter. Oh, that's why they blocked. Oh, I'm so sorry, Brookfield. Hey, Brookfield, you naming, and I don't mind saying it, XRP, it's absolutely ignorance. Naming anything other than GameStop. GameStop could go buy XRP. They could buy Litecoin, they could buy Ethereum, they could buy Bitcoin. Doesn't mean I'm going to go buy it. I'm buying GameStop. There's only one thing here that's pushing this whole market. It's GameStop, and that's it. Do you think a tax back check or no tax on 150K less will be a catalyst to turn the market around? No, not at all. I don't think people realize how much money are in these markets that retail's not. I don't care how much education you give the world, these retail investors at the lower bracket, they'll never. Go ask your friends and family. Go talk to, I have 800 employees that I've worked with over the last 2 years, and I can tell you right now that none of them, half of them, don't even pay attention to the market. They don't have a goddamn clue. So, no. The money always trickles up. Do you guys get that? Any amount of money you want to print or put out into the universe, who cares? This whole idea that retail moves markets is bullshit. That is not true. Your $20 transactions, your $200 transactions, your $10,000 transactions, you don't move markets. There are trillions of dollars, and they roll like waves. You know how strong the ocean is? You want to find out? The market is an ocean of money, and the swell of a wave will just engulf you. You can't even predict the strength of this market. That's the equivalent. It's like you trying to go swim in the ocean. It's not going to happen. You'll die. And I don't care how many people walk into that ocean, they'll all drown. Do you understand how big the market is? It's bullshit. Don't get me wrong, it's bullshit. When headlines like Nvidia come out about DeepSeek and it's terrible, we found some new way to do AI and it's cheaper, less, and then they suck a $1.5 trillion out of that investment. The whole market took the money and they're gone. Like, if people only knew how orchestrated that headline was and the event that happened, then you would understand what's happening. Why are there movies about GameStop? Why are GameStop movies even out? Why are people talking? Because of a $30 billion market cap? Are you fucking joking? I had to read here and hear about movies and watch headlines because Enron went under and they were $70 billion. I have to watch Bernie Madoff, and he conned people out of this market. This is why the market's upside down, because of people like Bernie Madoff. $50 billion from billionaires? Oh, I'm so sorry. Millionaires lost their money? Pensions, and some retired couples. That's what you guys are talking about? Dude, there was an $18 trillion housing crash and an auto industry that got saved. And they printed money for that. And went interest rates to zero, and nobody took responsibility, took it on the chin. 2008, 2009, 2010. I saw 2 buildings get blown up and demolitionized in the middle of the fucking day in New York. You're kidding. Some tax money is going to move markets. They have wars. They kill thousands and millions of people. Are you fucking joking? You don't see weapons of mass destruction. COVID. Holy shit. People locked into their rooms in their houses for years. I got people still wearing masks. You think some tax money from some brain dead investors that, I'm going to buy, I don't know. I like Apple. Fucking Apple's a 40-year-old company at the top of their lifeline. I couldn't imagine buying. You got to have exposure to the Mag 7. What for? I got to buy the top of everything? I can't go buy something that's being built, something that's grinding its whole way there? I can't do that. I got to buy the top of something. This is crazy talk. I get triggered and I apologize because it's the lack of not knowing the value. Like, what's the second? Let's just do this right now. The most valuable company in the world, Apple and Microsoft, they invented computers, and it's all the software you use, and it's what runs the world. So? All right. Hi. They're not as valuable as Saudi oil. Saudi Aramco oil company, the second largest company in the world, they pump fucking gold from the ground. Infinite amount. How much oil do you want and need? They're called Saudi princes and kings and sultans. You think they care? They make their own laws. They run their own world. And you got to buy it. You guys are wild out here. Moving markets with some tax paid money. Get your bros. You can take all that cash. It ain't shit. You can take it all. It's going to end up in their pockets. You know why it ends up in their pockets at the top? Because you pay rent. You pay a mortgage. You pay a car fee. You buy oil. You buy gasoline. You buy energy. You buy food at supermarkets. You go through drive-through windows. That's why. That's why that money gets to the top. Because people developed a system where it all floats to the top. You pay enough bills. You put enough tips on the table. And those people end up paying their bills with their money too. And for all the people that run G&E and GNC and you name it, they run them all. They run all the companies. GE, GMC, Ford. Doesn't matter. They all got to get their steel from somewhere to build those products. They all got to buy the chips, the microchips for the car. These smart cars, the touch screen, blah, blah, blah. Guess where they're getting it from? Taiwan. China. Money's infinite, sure, but you guys, it's a sea in the ocean out there. You're nothing. You're a rowboat, bros. You're a little rowboat. Like, hey, don't go too deep either. You're like this. Look at this shit going on out here. Battleships, hedge funds, throwing rockets at each other. Let them. That ocean will eat you alive. Please sell. I'll buy them. What he said? Oh, hold on. Universal Codes is talking. I gotta think about this. Hold on. Universal Codes. How you doing? Yeah, Universal Codes. There's a link to the top of the chat. Come talk to me, man. I'm not triggered, but this talk is just so bearish for me. Huh? I'm mad open-minded and hold lots of GameStop, but hearing this talk makes me literally want to sell. Then fucking sell. How does a talk make you want to do something? Dude, I'd hate to see you at a strip club. I'd hate to see you at a strip club. Oh, my God. Can you imagine this, dude? Girl walks up. Hi there, Universal. You're back. I missed you. No. I have been working every night waiting till you to come. I haven't taken a day off. But now that I see you're here, you got paid today? Oh, my God. You got paid, and guess what? My landlord, he wants to kick me out. Yeah, no, he raised the rent. Yeah. I ever told you how great your eyes are? Oh, and I love your hands. They're just so small. I like small hands. Like little willow hands. I like that. Little willow hands. Oh, my goodness. I used to love that movie growing up. And, yeah, so do you want to dance? We're doing 2-for-1 specials. Yes. Not 2 girls, but 2 songs. 2 songs for 1. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll play the songs. It's only a 2-minute song, but you know what? I like those short songs. Like I said, I like short things. Universal. Let's go ahead. Let's go to the VIP. Oh, it's only $200. No, I know your rent's due too. But hey, how about you want to move in after? I get off at 4 in the morning. Don't worry. My pimp will be outside. Get the hell out of here, Universal. This guy, your talk is bullish, bro. You're gross. You know that? You're gross, Universal. I seen dudes like you. I seen them. They're out there. I don't want to take you to Korea, but if I ever took you there, you're the first guy. Yeah, you know what it's like when you get to Korea? Because it's all Russian models. Models. Sorry, Adam Aaron. My bad. Girls from Russia. So in Korea, if you guys don't know, Korea, North Korea, China, Russia. Okay. So I don't know how they get the ladies there, but they're all in South Korea in the bars, right? So you walk into a bar, And you know me, I'm a pimp, babe. I walk in, I'm a good-looking cat. I'm a young dude though, but I'm at the time, but I'm good-looking. So I don't have to worry about getting a chick. I can get any U.S. girl I want. I don't need all these foreigners. But I'm like, all right, walk up. My buddy who ain't had a girlfriend since, I don't know, third grade. Right there. Hey, hi. Name's Taylor. Hey, Taylor, which one? Hey, man, that girl looks good, Marantz. I said, which one? That one looks expensive, bro. What are you talking about? You're like, I don't know, man. Girl walks up. Here goes Taylor. You want a drink? I got you a drink. $10. What? He gave her Kool-Aid. He gave me got a soju. Okay, good. $200 later. $200 later. Hey, yo, Taylor, we got to take off, man. Oh, man, she likes me, Marantz. Hey, universal codes, man. We got to go, man. Come on, man. It's curfew. We got to get back. Now, you know, Marantz, this one's changing my life. Hey, you don't know my life. This is going to change my life right here. Ivanka, let him go. Come on. Ivanka, let him go, bro. Come on. You got his money. Let's go. Oh, bro. Juicy girls. Exactly. See, somebody knows who they are. We call them juicy girls. And juicy girls be charging you $10 for a drink. I never bought one. Never bought one. Didn't have. I walked in and said $10. That's my internet money cafe. I'm playing StarCraft across the street, man. I'm burning a CD across the street. I got to go. I used to hang out in the internet cafes in Korea. While everyone else was at the clubs doing dumb shit, I was playing video games and burning CDs. That's what I was doing. We're playing Command and Conquer, StarCraft, and Diablo 2. Eventually. I had a friend just like this. I told you. Falls in love and everything. I told you. It happens, bros. Marantz walks into the bar. You know what it is. Just because I said I wanted to sell Jimmy. Yes. Yes. You're talking that bullshit. This dude. Hey, Universal Codes from now on. Every time I see you, bro, it's on site. That's how I am. Anyway, I got a guest on the show right now, guys. I'm going to bring him on. He's been a guest on the show before. He's a YouTuber. He has a channel. His name is Mind Games. He spells it a little different, but we're getting him on the scene right now. Mind Games, been a contributor to the show before. Mind Games, you're live, bro. We see you with your squinty eyes. What's good, bro? Go ahead. Speak on it. What you got? Is he here? I can't hear him. I'm waiting to hear him. Hey, what's up? Mind Games. This pool's playing word games on me. You're not muted, bro. The mic's yours. Yeah. Let him look around. The guitar looks like a staff. Oh, he's Gandalf. Gandalf the Grey? Bro, Mind Games, if you don't figure out how to use this thing. Bro. Hello. You know when people say they're watching your show and then you find out they're not watching your show? I got a buddy of mine. He called me last night. They called me last night, my buddy. He goes, just speak up, Mind Games, whenever you're ready, bro. I'll bring you back. He's got the great squad. Now, my buddy goes, okay. I go, hey, bro, you been watching the show? He goes, no, man. I don't watch. I don't watch. I'm watching, I watch Cosmic, though. I said, you watch Cosmic? Really? You watch Cosmic? He said, yeah, I watch Cosmic. I said, all right, then maybe you saw me on his show. Liar. You don't watch Cosmic either, you punk. Fake-ass GameStop investors. I know where you're at. I know where to find, because if you said you watch Cosmic, you would have saw me. That's all I'm saying. I'm everywhere. All right, let's talk about it. MicroStrategies, guys. I don't know when the hell our boy's going to come back. I don't know what what's up? Mind Games? Somebody want to go to his channel? Okay, are you going to talk?
How you doing today, Marantz?
There you go. Dude, I was waiting for you to... I've been talking to you the whole
Yeah,
time.
I've been talking. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome.
Bro, I was talking to you like the whole time.
I apologize. I had to fix something.
Yeah, I
How
knew.
are you?
We all knew because you were squinting. You were looking at the screen.
I had no clue.
No, you're good, brother.
Am
What's
I
up?
echoing? Yeah.
How you doing?
Awesome. Just, actually yesterday was my 7th month. Started my 7th month. I'm doing wonderful.
Good. I love it. You've been grinding on the YouTube tip. Congratulations on 2K followers, man. You got a real positive thing going over there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. I'll carry
Glad
this
that
whole
I'm able to
conversation
talk
if you
to
want me to. Nah, go ahead, brother.
No, I'll be a part of it too. I want to be a part. I want to say I thank you for the trap conversation.
Okay, yeah. It's out there. We're waiting on it.
Um, well, the trigger that you talk about, like today being triggered
Yep.
with some comments that might not be so savory.
Yeah, without a doubt. So they try to get you, just in general, right? It's people try to trigger you. That happens all the time. You also have investments and opportunities in front of you, and they'll try to trigger your intelligence and your stance, and then they test you, right? So some people don't understand. Like I use myself as an example all the time. Is I have a career where they give me free shares, right, for my employment. And I remember I posted it one time, and someone took it as a stance that I don't believe in GameStop. And I was just like, that's not the way this works. It's just my job gives me this, and I just want to show you guys that like there are other things that I'm doing and whatever I got going on. So, and I had just posted one time, but I lost a lot of friends that way. I've done it, and so I just said, okay, I won't post. I won't post my other portfolio. I won't do any of that. I'll just post my GameStop stuff because apparently people don't know how to interpret life. And that's it. So it's not like I go to your house and go, okay, how much equity you got in this house? Why don't you sell it? Why don't you refi and put that money into GameStop? Then you'll believe in it. Like I'm not gonna stretch myself thin for you. Right now we have 20 free memberships coming from Ruben. Ruben does this, man. Ruben comes in and he teaches people there are other ways to contribute to the show and watch it. And remember that any dollar given to the show is given right back to the people, without a doubt. I also want to share something with you, Mind Games, because I haven't told you this, because I hadn't talked to you in a while. And I think you'd appreciate this. If you remember our friend, Vision Gaming Pokemon, Nick. I did an interview with young Nick, and he's a content creator. And I want Nick to be great. You know that. I want him to get back onto his path of YouTube. And I went ahead and I did a show where we were going to raise funds, and we raised money. We actually raised up after everything, after YouTube takes their cut and we get taxes. It was like $150, which is not a lot. I mean, it's a lot, but not, it's not life changing, but it's the gesture and it's a thought. But we did something else. Okay. What we did, and I have posted this to my mods because the mods know everything that I do. Mods know everything about me. More than you guys could ever imagine. They know everything. I post everything, and then we talk about it. Then we examine like what we're going to talk about on the show. But I reached out to the CEO of Drip, and I connected both Nick and Javon Lawrence, who I've interviewed on the show. You guys remember the interview I did, and Javon was more than welcome, or more than happy to connect with Nick. So I linked them up together. They're in talks right now. I don't know what's the fruit of the talks, but I'm just happy that I was able to be the connect for those two, a content creator for a CEO of a platform that's up and coming, and competing with whatnot and partnering with GameStop when they can. So that was a good connection for them, and I'm happy for Nick, and I'm hoping the best for him, whatever they have going on. So the ball's in his court, but yes, I did pass on that info to the CEO. Like I said, I would. I made that promise to Nick. I said, man, I'll do what I can for you, and I'll get it over there. So I'm very happy about that. I just want to put the good vibes in the universe for everyone involved, because I know you guys are invested into the story just as much as I am. So I want to share that with you. I can't hear you, but there you go. Now I can hear you.
With Nick's connection.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I'm a little delayed because of the computer. So I did put Nick up on my post. I was very honored to be a part of that, because you showed a different side of yourself. There's a commercial right there. I'm here, but there's a commercial now on your own.
Oh no, you're good. I'm not worried about it.
So when seeing you do that, and knowing also what you were going through with Danny, your cousin, and all these things that were happening, just the realism of who you are, and seeing that what I talk about is mental health awareness and how you're a very strong individual, you're very compartmentalized, but you never shared like that. At least that I haven't seen you share like that. It's going to be about over a year that I've been connected with your channel and GameStop. And I got away from the Max 7. The Max 7. I took my Apple and I said, it was enough of a run. I sold it under 200, but I've been with it since 2005. Now everything is with GME. And I'm going to have to take my crypto away because, it's lost enough, and I'm just going to take the loss for what it is. It's nothing. I don't want to be involved in that right now. I got to live. I've actually done something that your channel, from what I have gathered, is most likely the most risky that I've seen someone that is part of your circle being able to communicate with you. I don't have a job. I haven't had a paycheck since July 29, 2024. I've basically been living, off of not off GameStop, but off of other investments that I felt that were just better to just dissolve. GameStop is something that I am looking forward to. Also very close to getting monetized, but unless I offer something that is of value, monetization to me doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to just be monetized so people can be a member to somebody that's not doing anything, of value. That's why this mental health conversation, awareness is something that's big. Like today when I was at breakfast, this person saw me doing a live and he was with his son and we talked a little bit and he told me that his other son has some mental health situations going on. And I shared with him about trap, which ironically, you saying that it is part of Trigger. I shared it with Carter's Corner Pocket, and he shared back with me how he's been able to utilize it. Basically, if you get triggered and you stay trapped, you are, aggravated for a long time. But once
Sure.
you recognize that you're trapped, you get to use the acronym where you recognize, which is the R, you analyze, which is the A, and then you pivot, which is the P. And so you do that. Like I was watching the day that you were sharing about your cousin, and you were so emotional, and then your screen went blank. Like it literally looked like you just went off air. And then you came back a little while later saying how your moderators that are connected with you or close with you, how they were like, hey, we're here for you, and we want you to share this. And I was just like I felt honored to be a part of that. And you saw the post that I shared, and you came over and you shared some time with me, and I really appreciate that. Because it's not just always about the GameStop connection, it's about the real person. And you are a real person.
Appreciate that. I really do. You know
And I
that,
thank
and
you.
I just keep grinding. That's it. So,
I know.
I just want to thank you
Always.
again.
And you keep putting me to grind too. You asked me to grind.
Yeah, everybody. This is Mind Games, guys. He sits there. He talks about mental awareness and health, and I'll share a story with you guys. In Mind Games, I'm going to take you off the screen only because I'm going to put up something on here, but you're still there. You're good. I just want you to listen up and do your thing.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you.
wild because every now and then we're in this community, and mental health is an absolute when it comes to investing. They tell you this thing about you got to have the brains, right? You got to know what to buy, when to buy, how to buy, all that stuff. But the other side of it is you have to have the stomach, right? So if you don't have the stomach for the ebb and flow of the markets and the ups and downs, you'll sell, or you'll take a loss when you're not supposed to take a loss, and you'll lose money because you didn't know like what the actual angle was of the company. That's why I always want to keep separate, like the company and the stock market. There's two totally different mechanisms there, and when people find that out, then they understand that they might connect some days, they might correlate some days they won't. Some months they won't, some years they won't. But it takes time. So you just have all the time in the world. I want to share this story with you because it was a troubling story, but it actually prepares you for mental health. The story is of a service member who came home, and he was very happy with his wife. Him and his wife got married, and he was so excited. And one day, he walked out to the woods, and he broke free, and he walked out to the woods, and unfortunately, he committed an act that you can't come back from. And his wife was broken, and everybody was like shocked. They were in shock of the whole situation because you never know what someone's going through. Then she received flowers on Valentine's Day from her husband. See, he had the foresight to deliver flowers, to actually set it up well before. What that tells you, and what that tells a lot of people, if you're in this world, is that he already had come to the realization that he was going to commit this act upon himself. But he still cared about his wife. He still cared about her well-being. And he already had planned this out. He married her. He knew what he was going to do to himself. And he still sent flowers. People are willing to do a lot of things. Some I learned from my father. And it's kind of sucks what my dad's going through. And this is why I'm so real with you guys. This is part of the show that people don't watch for. People watch the show for GameStop. They don't watch the show for me personally. But I learned from hanging out with Hot this year, from being with Almo, from being with Ruben, being with Stax, and not so much Ravenstown because we just more the show type style, but being here reminds me that life goes on. Whether GameStop's up or down, whether Ryan Cohen's buying shares, and Grand Theft Auto's coming out in a year, all the headlines, everything you see, life still goes on. So when my cousin dies and I'm heartbroken, or when people die, or when people give up and people commit suicide, whatever it may be, you have to understand what was going on, or try to get it. My dad told me when I was young, I remember I fell in love. I fell in love at a young age. I fell in love when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I fell in love with every first girl I ever met. I would just love the attention. I was all about it. I met this girl. I said, Dad, I love her. I'm moving out. He said, son, women are going to be your biggest downfall. He told me that. He was absolutely correct. The decisions I make in life have been influenced by a woman. A lot of the times it happens that way. But what I've learned along the way is awesome. I've learned life. Here's the thing. You can fall in love 1,000 times. You never give up. Right? You never give up. And I remember I was, man, I could just jump in front of this car right now and it all ends. Because I was so heartbroken. I remember telling my dad this. My dad said, son, it's against God's will for you to commit any act against yourself. Any physical harm, killing yourself is giving up. It's a sin. It's not part of it. That's what he told me, right? So I was like, yo, Pops, I hear you, bro. All right, I won't give up. So I never have. Every time I've been down and out, lost a job, went through a divorce, just had bad run, I give up. I don't want to give up. I want to live tomorrow. I want to see the next day. Well, guess what's the crazy part about this, okay? I haven't had a bad day since I've been with GameStop. There's never been a moment where I'm like, yo, I want to just, man, I'm out of here. Nope. It's been even before that. The minute I met my wife, the minute we had our son together, the minute I got my job, like it's always been progressing towards the next goal. I want to wake up tomorrow. I need more days. I need more time. I want to see more things happen. For me, for you, for us, for everyone. Here's my problem, America. My dad doesn't. I was with my dad this week. I just saw him 2 days ago, but I was with my dad a couple of days ago, and he wasn't doing good. He was sitting there. He was just shaking. And I never see my dad like it. My dad's always, we're on a hike. He's a muscle man. We're doing our thing. He's a beast, man. My whole life. He's right there just chilling. And I go, yo, Pops, what the hell's going on with you, man? He goes, man, I'm not doing good. My mom, she chips in. She's like, he's not taking his medication. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? It's like, man, no, I'm good. And so I go get him some food. I pick him back up, get him going again. And he says, hey, man, I'm going to Hawaii. I said, what? He said, I'm going to Hawaii. Rico's taking me to Hawaii. I'm leaving. He said, it's on my bucket list. I said, that's cool. You got a bucket list. My father is 63 years old, guys. He's been the strongest man in my life since the day I was born. This man is fearless. He said, hey, man, just so you know, I got a DNR. I said, excuse me? So I got a DNR. And he's right there just not looking like himself. And then he says, yeah, when it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I said, okay. He says, I'm going to eat what I want. I'm going to do what I want. And don't be, I'm not going to be one of these dudes hanging out in the hospitals. He's so real. But I say, yo, Pops, why are you giving up? Real talk. What the hell's going on, Pops? You got nothing to live for? You got grandchildren. You got a brand new grandson. Romeo just got born 2 months ago. You want to be there? You got Rico Knows. You want to watch the show? You got Davina out there in the Philippines flying you out, doing trips and cruises all over Singapore and those little islands down there. Rico's out here taking Hawaii. Me, I'm out here spending time with you. Whatever we got, whatever we can do, Pops. You don't want to hang out? You want to go? Yeah, man, nah, I'm good. I'm good. That's not the way I was raised. That's not the way I envisioned it. My dad has always been the party of the life of the party. And any party, you go, yo, hey man, your pop's DJing, my dad's DJing, everybody's there. Best DJ in the whole damn valley, been voted, got golden records on the walls. He's got everything, got plaques, he's got everything. This guy's amazing. My whole life, we grew up with the life of the party. One of my buddies who owns a huge date ranch out here, huge, massive event they do for the kids, I offered to hire my dad. And my dad's done it for years, and you know, making thousands of dollars for this event. I'm telling you, you get paid crazy amount of money to do this thing. And my dad turned it down. It sucks. It sucks, man. He turned it down, and he told me, I'm good. My dad has been a DJ since he was 13 years old. Yeah, he worked in the fields. Yeah, he was a gardener. Yes, he was a construction guy. But he's a DJ every night since he was 13 years old. For 50 years, guys, he's been a DJ. Records, albums, CD players, 8-track cassette, you name it, he's done it. Little 45s. I grew up in this shit. My name is Marantz. I'm named after a stereo. It's everything. And the man turned down money and a good time because he said, nah, I'm good. I already know what that means. You guys can't shade it to me. You can't. I know what it is. And it sucks. I try to find comfort. I try to find happiness. But I just wanted you guys to know the story. I think I have the piece on mute right now for Mind Games, so I apologize if you're on mute. But I just want to share that story with you guys. I hear you, brother. I'm just closing that out. You guys think we got our shit together? Trust me, bro. You want to see me fall apart? That man needs to get right with God and needs to get right with everything, but I'll crumble in a heartbeat in a minute. I'll get picked back up. I know that. I have a strong team. I have a family. I have a wife. I have everybody. But nah, it's different for me. It's different because I'm like the odd man out. I share that with you guys all the time, but I'm not the millionaire that they are. My brother, and seriously, my dad actually cares about that stuff. Like, they're so successful. And I'm just like, yeah, Pop, so am I, but I just don't show it. I'm not flashy like that. I don't do it that way, you know. What I lack in cash, I have in ammunition and firearms. Now I'm just a simple man. I'm just simple, and I wear Puma shoes, and there's not a pair of shoes I wear that's over $20. Swear to God. When you guys meet me, you'll see it. I don't even trip on it. I'm just me. But yeah, man. All right, we still have more to talk about, but you guys got to know that time. You're always going to lose. You're always going to lose against time. So I learned this from Stacks. I learned this from Almo, Ruben, and Hot this year. The mods of this channel carry me to where I am today. But they've all lost people near and dear to them, and your investment's still there. The channel's still there. And that's what I try to do. I try to give you a release and an escape from this thing called life. All right, back to the education. Sorry for that. That just got me off because, you know what? My boy Mind Game, people don't know about Mind Games. That dude that was on the chat right now, he's just about mental health. He's just about trying to overcome things, and people probably get a wrong read on him until they actually sit there and realize, he's just trying to do good. He's just trying to do better for himself and for the people around him. And that can be commended. And not everybody likes my delivery. Not everybody likes me as a cup of tea, but hey, if you get what you need out of it, good luck. Auto loan delinquency rate is at the highest level in 14 years. Do you know what happened 14 years ago? I hope you do. It's not looking good, okay? So I'm just letting you guys know. I know Berkshire Hathaway's operating an all-time high, and people are going to buy things at the bottom. People are going to see things as distractions, and that's okay. If you see something down there that you guys want, just know that, I give you this example. How far down does NVIDIA have to come before you actually buy it? If you think it's at the bottom, I'll just tell you it's not, but there's things that are happening. So, is this a actual video that I'm watching here, or what is this? MicroStrategy launches $21 billion equity offering amid their Q1 losses. They lose every quarter. What the hell are we talking about? Recently announced a $21 billion follow-on equity offering and reported challenging first quarter, with a revenue drop and expanded net loss. Despite the negative financial performance, the company's stock saw a significant 25% increase over the past month, aligning with the broader market upward. Okay, good. Let's go look at MicroStrategies. I want to see what I don't understand about markets by watching strategies. So let's go look at them. I have them on a list here somewhere. Is it my Bitcoin list? It's my Bitcoin list. I haven't even clicked on this page in a while. Mara Holdings. Good look at Mara just coming down on the weeklies. On the daily, this is Mara, guys. If you guys are not familiar with Mara, market cap of $5 billion. They have a lot of Bitcoin, but they came from $30 all the way down to $14. They've lost half their value there. Additionally, they were once up at 234, 157. They peaked out right here in 2021 at about $82. So from $82 on down, it looks like a huge run up just to get pushed down and to eventually break out. So you should have a breakout on Mara Holdings. Am I going to miss it? Yeah, because I'm not going to buy it. But it's just a chart that I see because I don't know where this bottom line is, this support. There was support here. It didn't break out. It fell down even further. So we don't know where the support is. Don't believe the triangle. This is not looking good. Okay, it's not there. Strategy. This is the company everyone's looking at, but that was the monthly chart, by the way, on Mara Holdings. So it should tell you a lot about the monthly. If you come to the weekly, you get a little bit better view of what we're facing, but it's still not. You still don't know what's what. It just doesn't add up. It's not holding true. So it fell again. but we'll see. Okay, strategies. Now, this is one that we're looking at. So the strategy right here at 543 looks like it's going to have a cup and a handle on the right-hand side. We'll see. It shows you true support right here on the 50-day, but if we go to the daily chart here, it actually fell down to the 200-day moving average, bounced up past it. So it's holding up right here at the 404 range. That is equal to this last. So you get this cup formation, goes sideways here, at under 400. We'll see. How does it ever hit 543? I don't know. But maybe if Bitcoin goes up crazy, then you see some value here. These guys have like $44 billion worth of Bitcoin, something stupid. It's a market cap here of $100 billion. MicroStrategies, $100 billion. They don't make a profit. Their PE ratio is negative 900 million or whatever, 900%, whatever it is. They lose over $6 per share, and they have 266 million shares. They lose tons of money a year, over $1 billion a year, and yet they're going to make money somehow, some way, because they own Bitcoin. I already showed you that they're all tapped out on money. They have none. So what are they doing? They're doing a $21 billion follow-up equity offering, and I don't know how they plan to get money out of that. I just don't. But we'll see who's willing to put money over here. Despite the finances, it's all significant, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. So these are their expensive. This is their gross profit. $333 million on gross profit. The non-operating expense is 600-something million. So they're already upside down just on operating expense. And their earnings themselves, 1.1 billion. Cost of sales is all there. So expenses are $2 billion versus their earnings. And what do? They have SG&A, they have research and development, they have sales and marketing, they have tons of expenses. So it's not looking good for them. MicroStrategy shareholders have seen a very large total return of 2,900% and almost 3,000%. So do you think they've had their run? In the past year, MicroStrategy outperformed the U.S. software industry, which returned 15%. Yeah, we know that part. Yet it remains blah, 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 blah. They have an annual target of 487. Somebody thinks they're going to 487. I don't see it. I don't know how they're going to get money out of this, like I said, and it's going to be really tough. If I go to this website called dilutiontracker.com, go to dilution tracker here. We're going to type it in MSTR. We'll go to it. When we go to MSTR, I want you guys to look at it here. They've taken their float and they have expanded their float from this time frame, 115 million shares, all the way up to, they went up 100% on float in the past 2 years. 100% increase in float over the last 2 years. Okay, I want you to know that part. They did do a stock split or reverse stock split. I forget what they did. Stock split, I remember. The other part about this is their cash position. If you see here, it says they have $33 billion. That's Bitcoin. But the actual capital raise was $9 billion as of recently. They just have tons of Bitcoin that they're getting and they're going through. But they had none, then they started this whole idea. But you'll see these convertible notes here. The conversion price is one thing. The notes are due in 2028, and they're already at conversion at 183. So either they're going to find a way to pay these people back, which they can't, or the people are going to come dilute the value of this damn float. This float is extended, and they don't have the money. So current shareholders are going to come down in value, not up in value. I just want people to know this. This is going to happen. Okay, I want you to know it. It's going to happen because there are borrowings of 800 million, 1 billion. Here again, 800 million, 600 million, and all conversion prices they're already at. They're right now at 3-something. They're already there, and they have no way to complete these convertible notes. Now look at this. They've redeemed some right here for $1 billion. It has been redeemed. They were converted, so they converted already. Over here, it's not converted, but these are due right now. Right now, and it's already there. It's 16 million shares. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So, keep looking. 2029, 2025, right here. $2 billion, $3 billion. You can extend everything you want. It's a preferred share. Look at the conversion. $1,000 stock price. Well, when it gets there, you'll get converted on down. But plenty of banks are issuing out money. They're doing these ATMs right here. Here it is. This is their newest one. 21 billion. Who's the banks? Who are the guys giving out all the money? Look at them. And who's going to buy it? That's all I ask. Who's going to buy it and why would they ever? You went from March. Look at this. The headline increased the value of the company. They already did this in March. They did it again in May. They added more banks to it. They're still looking for ways to offer up the ATM itself. They're diluting this float right now. Right now. Don't have a clue, guys. Don't have a clue as to what they're buying and why they're doing it. Remember, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Michael Saylor does not care about the stock price per se. No, he just wants to offer shares and whoever's willing to buy them at those prices. Then the float will get recognized, you'll understand, and you're going to be buried in this damn thing. But he's going to make more money. He's going to buy more Bitcoin at $100,000 at that case. Like, I don't understand it. I don't, because the leverage of the shares that you're buying the shares and they're backed by Bitcoin. You're like, oh, this one's backed by this much cash. Well, there's no cash. It's Bitcoin. And you want to get cash, you better go sell the Bitcoin. What happens when you sell Bitcoin? It starts coming down. People start selling, it's moving. You guys all see how it all plays out. I haven't seen this video. Canada being sold out.
In fact, we're going to rewire, so to speak, the entire global economy.
What you're about to see is going to blow your mind. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today I'm going to show you how Mark Carney, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump are business partners. It really appears Mark Carney's acting in America's best interest and his own, not Canada's. Let's jump into this. What you're looking at here is my master chart of Mark Carney. If we zoom out, this is what it looks like. This is all his ties, financial ties, any sort of ties to anything. On the left side here, we're not going to look at this much today, but that's his ties to China, still building that out.
And China has shown incredible leadership with President Xi's historic commitments to peak emissions by 2030 and to decarbonizing the Chinese economy by 2060 at the latest.
On the right side here is the ties to America. We got all the boards he sits on, along with all the boards his wife sits on. And down here is all Brookfield Asset Management, all their assets and connections. Now with that, what we're talking about here today is Mark Carney and his connections to Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
President Trump's tone when it comes to Canada-U.S. relations, Canadians have noticed it's shifted a bit in the past few weeks. He stopped talking about Canada becoming the 51st state, at least publicly. I'm wondering if that's on purpose.
Now what would be one of the worst things for a liberal supporter who goes to Tesla dealerships to protest? Would it be the fact that Mark Carney's in business with Elon Musk? And as Donald Trump and Mark Carney worked out this whole thing, they planned everything from the start? Are they planning for Mark Carney to win this election?
Isn't that going to make them more hostile to us and possibly
No, I'd rather deal with a liberal than a
for China, closer to Canada, and that would really put us in a bind.
A conservative that's running is stupidly no friend of mine. I think it's easier to deal actually with a liberal.
There's a lot of questions here. First, we're going to start off with Mark Carney. He was the vice chair at ESG, Brookfield Asset Management, starting from August 2020 to 2022. Then he became chair until 2025, at which point he stepped down. Now, who took over his position? Bruce Flatt, who's also the CEO of Brookfield Asset Management and Brookfield Corporation. So Bruce Flatt just took over this chair position, most likely bench warming it for Mark Carney to come back if he loses the election.
I have known Bruce Flatt, CEO of Brookfield, and many of the senior partners of Brookfield for longer than I'd care to admit, but I will admit to more than a quarter century. I've seen what they have done with the firm, transforming it into one of the world's leading alternative asset managers, shifting from black to, through the spectrum, the underlying assets towards green, not all the way to green, but towards green.
Now, who else do we have here? Frank McKenna. Frank McKenna actually got Mark Carney into Brookfield Asset Management. You can see here in 2020, McKenna as chairman of Brookfield Corporation, which you can see here, brought Mark Carney on board as vice chair of ESG, Environmental, Social, and Governance Investment Strategies. Now, who is Frank McKenna? He's the deputy chair at TD Bank from
Hey, just so that we're clear, okay, I'm showing you where all the money's coming from. Brookfield actually bought Oaktree, if I'm not mistaken. And you guys know Oaktree, private equity in America. But hey, if you don't know Oaktree, you should. We'll keep going.
2006 to today, the same TD Bank that got sued for $3.1 billion. TD Bank agreed to $3.1 billion settlement over facilitating money laundering drug cartels during McKenna's tenure as deputy chair. He was not fired. Interesting that all that's going on, and also that we've got a lot of drug cartels in Canada. I'm not saying there's necessarily any links, just interesting. Now we've established the first of many connections Mark Carney has to people with deep pockets. He's got a lot of them. What you're about to hear in this next clip is Mark Carney exposing how he conducts his business, getting rich off of net zero.
As I said a moment ago, Jason, I wanted to put words into action. I believe that this is climate change is the biggest risk to the world. But when you turn it around, if you're part of the solution, it makes it the biggest commercial opportunity in the world. In effect, we're going to rewire, so to speak, the entire global economy consistent with net zero. And I wanted to be at a place that could play a leading role, in fact, in many respects, a defining role in that.
Let's move over to the other side. So we've got Elon Musk. He's over here. Now he's got a lot of ties, as you can see. Elon Musk has Twitter, SpaceX, Tesla, and The Boring Company. Now to understand this madness here, all these connections, it all centers around Stripe. Everything goes to Stripe. All of these guys are invested and pushing everything towards Stripe to make money. That is what, in my opinion, I'm seeing here. So first off, we've got Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. They founded PayPal together. Peter Thiel created the Founders Fund. The Founders Fund is an investor, as you can see going through here, to Stripe. Elon Musk, also an initial funding round investor in 2011 to Stripe. We also see Peter Thiel funded SpaceX back in 2008, Founders Fund, $20 million investment in SpaceX, and also throughout the years, a total of $200 million in SpaceX. We also have former SpaceX engineer Scott Nolan, partner at Founders Fund, invested in Twitter. Now I mentioned Twitter because Twitter had that big buyout and Elon Musk needed money. Who did he get money from? Brookfield Asset Management. That's right. Mark Carney bailed out Elon Musk with that money he needed for Twitter. And we see that right here. So we have far leftists like this lady here who thinks she knows what she's talking about. She really doesn't. It's important to make our decision on who we're going to vote for based on facts and not emotion.
I have to tell you that this election, the one you have on April 28th, you're going to want to vote against the person who is in bed with and on the same side as the person who is currently running the United States. You need to cast a ballot that puts Mark Carney and the liberals undeniably in charge of your nation. You need to choose someone who's not in bed with Elon Musk, someone whose closest advisor isn't buddy-buddy with our vice president.
Elon Musk reveals 18 investors pumping $7 billion into his buyout, including Sequoia Capital, Brookfield, Private Equity Insights. We can see that here. Brookfield invested $250 million into Twitter to help bail him out. We've also got Sequoia Capital here, $800 million, Qatar Holdings LLC, $375 million, Fidelity Management, $316 million. We'll get to Sequoia and Fidelity later, but first Qatar Holdings. So who's Qatar Holdings LLC? Well, they're a subsidiary of the Qatar Investment Authority, which invested
Just want to tell you guys, okay? You guys are seeing a lot of parallels here. The other part about it, and I'm playing at 1.5 because I have to. I have to actually take off. We have to go to this birthday party out of town. The other part about that is that the CPPIB, Canadian Pension Plan Investment Board, bought Brookfield's portfolio in the Indian Road assets for $1.2 billion, okay? Additionally, Mark Carney was the departing governor of the Bank of England. Bank of England comes out with their interest rates, by the way, on Thursday. Also on Thursday is going to be the earnings of Disney, Expedia, Coinbase, and I'm missing one more I can't think of right now. But that's all happening this week coming up. So as people start announcing if they're going to raise interest rates, we'll see what Canada does, and then we'll see what we do. So that's how that goes. Okay, I just want you to know that. I know it's a lot of information all at once at the end here. It's just I had planned to stay longer, but then my wife just walked in and told me we got to leave. So Mama runs the show. You guys know that. But I will tell you, Mark Carney is a private equity bro. That was my whole point of this. He's a private equity bro. He's teamed up. He's tied. They're just doing the talk for the talk. That's basically what it was. He's full of shit. And when he talks tough against Trump, it's not real. They're actually partnered up, and they're going to make it work. I would keep showing you more, but you guys, I try to tell you. Thank you, Marantz, for everything you do. You're welcome. MicroStrategy is shorting the U.S. dollar. There you go. It's going to work out. So, playtime's over. I got to take off. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy. I got to leave. Love you guys. Peace.
Of the world